Hello and welcome to Atop the Fourth Wall, where bad comics burn. Okay, what the hell am I supposed to do with a title like this? The Invincible 4 of Kung Fu and Ninja. I don't even know what to say to that. And yes, I know my schedule says that I was going to review the third issue. However, when I googled this book in an attempt to find some background information, I came across a text review of the first issue, and decided it would be better if we started this from the top. Issue 3 was bad, certainly, but it was mostly just action sequences. This one, though, I'm flummoxed. Okay, I'm going to begin where the text review kind of does, from MrKitty.org's Stupid Comics section. Subsequently, they've looked at a few other comics that I've reviewed as well, so it's certainly worth a gander from you all. I admit this is not usually my field. I'm mostly into American comics, so any comic history I do know about usually focuses around the big two of Marvel or DC. But I've tried to look up info, and I'll tell you what I've found. In the late 80s and early 90s, there was an influx of foreign kung fu comics, primarily made by a company called Jade Man Comics. These were manhwa, and I apologize if I pronounced that wrong, made in Hong Kong by a guy named Tony Wong. Many of you are probably asking, what is manhwa? Well, that's simple. Manhwa is Chinese comics originally produced in China, much like how manga is comics made in Japan. Tony Wong is apparently considered the godfather or king of the Hong Kong comic book industry, with a massive backlog of comics that he drew, wrote, or just published under his company. Since I've never read any of this stuff, I don't know about the quality of it. What I do know is that Tony Wong did eventually produce Batman Hong Kong with our old pal Doug Moenk, so I am kind of curious there. Now, why am I talking about all of this stuff? Well, bringing it back to that review I mentioned, as it turns out, the Invincible 4 of Kung Fu and Ninja is a knockoff of the Jade Man comics. Oh, wonderful. A Hong Kong knockoff of another Hong Kong series about Kung Fu and ninjas and stuff. This is so not my field, people. Hell, it seems like this kind of thing falls more with the Cinema Snob or Ed Glazer than my desk.
What to say?
Oh, it's my old friend Gordon. Hang on a second, I gotta take this. Hey, Gordon.
Ah, hello, Linkara. This is Gordon.
Yes, I know, Gordon. Hey, are you okay? You sound kind of weird, like you're in dubbed over footage or something.
Yeah, that tends to happen around here. I need to warn you. I suspect the Invincible 4 of Kung Fu and Ninja is actually a secret plot by the evil ninja empire to gain ultimate power.
Evil Ninja Empire? I thought you said they were just a fairy tale.
It is. It doesn't exist. But anyway, thought you'd better let the professionals handle this. Only a ninja can defeat a ninja.
Don't worry, I've got a ninja-style dancer on hand who can help out if I need it.
Ah, the ninja-style dancer, one of the deadliest of the ninja arts. It's a good thing they're only a fairy tale.
Indeed. Thanks for the heads up, Gordon. I'll see you at the Garfield convention next month.
Naturally, my friend.
Anyway, let's dig into the Invincible 4 of Kung Fu and Ninja #1 and see just what the hell this book is about anyway.
Welcome to Atop the Fourth Wall, where bad comics burn. Linkara's gonna teach you all a lesson you won't learn. Brodsky, you're not the smartest. Life out, you're not an artist. Anyone who's had a bad comic published, it could be your turn. Linkara, he's a man punch, wears a party hat. Linkara, he has a magic gun. Where'd he purchase that? Linkara, coins, robots, Amazons and trucks. Linkara, this comic sucks. Linkara.
Compositionally, this cover is pretty good, fitting in a lot of details in a cramped space. Where it starts falling apart is the artwork itself. I admit this might be my biases speaking, since this is a manhwa and different countries are bound to have different styles of art, but there's some weird stuff going on in this cover, particularly in the eyes department. This ninja in the upper right looks like he's trying to do the DreamWorks fascinating eyebrow, but isn't quite there, and with positively tiny pupils for his eyes. Also, what the hell is that on his forehead? A dragon? Some kind of horse dragon? I am confused. Oh, also, we can see his right hand next to his face, and that's a really tiny hand there. It took me a minute to figure out that these animals we see on the cover are supposed to be associated with the character they're next to, like the phoenix with the woman, the dragon with this guy, and the turtle with the black guy. Speaking of, there's something weird going on with the black guy. There are two other guys attacking him, and both have sticks that break in half, while the black guy has rocket nipples, apparently. Check it out, pointy metal thing and fire shooting out the back. Oh, wait, I suppose that could be a spearhead breaking off from the stick, but then why is it on fire after it hits this guy's nipple? The only comic to teach you real kung fu and ninja application. So, will this be really real ninja application, where they teach you infiltration and assassination techniques, or made up real ninja application, like, say, leaping onto the back of another ninja and using their body as a surfboard towards your opponent? Free gifts. I received no free gifts from this comic. Already this relationship is off to a rocky start. We open with 3 paragraphs about Chinese Kung Fu. It is boring, and if you're curious, just look it up on Wikipedia. We truly open 60 years ago at Fatshan County of Canton Province, China. We see people milling around, doing their thing, when all of a sudden, Ark! Gosh! Look! There are question marks just floating in the air! What the hell are they? No, the commotion is actually caused by the presence of a white woman dressed like a Southern belle and a black guy wearing red pants and a blue vest. Where on earth did they come from? From other countries? A young blonde and black boy dressed in Western costume was... Wait, where's the... Oh, it's on the other side of the panel. A strange sight in the old city of Fatshan. Yeah, great job placing the captions, by the way. No boxes to separate the captions from the rest of the text, and then space it out so there's a massive empty space in the middle of a sentence. By the way, Western costume? I'm assuming they mean Western as in like Western culture and countries like the USA or the like, but I've got to say, I don't recall the pirate look being all that popular in the USA as casual attire in the 1920s. At the end of the street, a group of rascals was in action. Huh, our gang grew up and moved to China, I guess. These rascals seem to be some kind of gang of thugs hassling a vendor for protection money, while another one signals he wants to hitch a ride, and he's doing this towards some woman. Is that how you picked up women in the 1920s? You pretended to hitchhike? Go kill yourself if you have no money tomorrow. We'd kill you ourselves, but tomorrow's supposed to be our day off. One of the rascals caught sight of something. You know, rascals describes little kids who play a prank on their teacher, not goons extorting money out of people. Maybe you should rethink your vocabulary here. And whatever the rascal sees makes his eyes pop out of his skull, like he was one of the killers from space.
Our eyes developed to this state to combat the ever-growing darkness. We were forced to migrate.
He looks a little like Buzz Lightyear.
Come, men! And he included 5 exclamation marks at the end of this to emphasize just how much he wanted them to come with him. When he stops, they all collide in back of him, but for some reason all have the same sound effect of bang. Given the way they're positioned, that means either a poor sound effect choice, or this is a really inappropriate thing to be doing when this comic is supposed to be educating us on kung fu techniques. It turns out he spotted the blonde woman. Hi, Birdie, where are you from? Hello, I'm Bob Slimy. Then the guy elbows her in the breast. Dude, what the hell? And then he does a dance?
Numfar, do the dance of joy.
Hey. Oh, wait. Maybe he's trying to impress her by doing a Russian dance. The guy speaks to the woman in what I presume is Chinese text, asking if she needs a guide in an oily, sleazy manner. Idiot, does she know what you said? What does it matter? Ha ha! Well, it means you're wasting your time being slimy, boss. Yes, but if I didn't do that, I wouldn't be able to laugh at my own jokes. Ha ha! Hey, be careful, the gal is getting hot! She's gonna blow! Woo! What a nice looking chick. You know, somehow I don't think the word chick was a big thing in 1920s China. Maybe I'm wrong there, but just a feeling. She slaps the guy so hard that it actually knocks him back into the arms of his associates. Damn it!
Damn it!
Beat her! However, before they can beat her, the black guy steps in front and yells at them to stop. Black dirt, you wanna die? Dude, best not to wave your fists so close to him in a comic about ninjas and kung fu. He's liable to bite your hand off in one move. They decide to beat him instead. Beat her, beat him, just beat it. But he deflects every blow they make, except for this green one to the stomach. But then again, considering the sound effect here is pang, I can't help but imagine his abs are made of steel. We cut to this other guy walking down the street. At this moment, Ting Lung is walking leisurely out of a tea house after enjoying a delightful lunch. The Invincible Four of Kung Fu and Ninja! Racism! Oily guys! Enjoying your lunch! For some reason, in the lower right corner, someone apparently felt the need to show that this person in purple has a note taped to their back that says, I am a fool, so what? You may be confused by this, but this is actually the ancient ninja version of a kick-me sign. Why, oh, you bullies! Thanks for spelling that out, lady. It was good to establish that you know how to spell three-letter words. It turns out that the black guy's name is Rocky, and she instructs him to beat them up, even delivering some roundhouse kicks of her own. In a dress not conducive to martial arts. Plus, from the way this panel is drawn, she's apparently kicking them from 5 feet away. That guy who had lunch, Ting Lung, spots the fight, and the caption, the first one to kind of have its own box, reveals that the woman's name is Kim. The other goons go for weapons, including the slimy guy actually going for a friggin' meat cleaver. Ting Lung suddenly runs right at Kim, fist raised in a badly drawn action pose, which the caption informs us is a Sun character thrusting punch of the Wing Tsun Kung Fu style. Yeah, this style involves moving as if you're on roller skates, if this art is to be believed. However, Ting Lung actually punches the oily guy before he can cleave at Kim, and gets the crap kicked out of him for his trouble. Why did you hit me without any reason? Well, to be fair, dude, you did run right at her instead of yelling, behind you, or anything like that. Why did you attack me with the ruffians? Don't you mean rascals? I was just trying to deal with the ruffian who attacked you from behind. However, in the time it took to say those lines, all of the goons completely ran away and out of sight. Looking behind her, Kim sees no one. Nonsense! Where is the man? Nonsense! The man is where? The man! Nonsense, where is? Kim and Rocky walk off in a huff, not believing him because they're idiots. Don't you want me to believe you? Was that a question? If it was, it's a really weird question to ask given the circumstances. Don't you want her to believe you? Rocky, stop repeating everything she says. The goons retreat back to their boss, injured and covered in bandages and slings. Shame on you! The whole bunch of you couldn't even deal with 3 kids? You couldn't even deal with 3 kids? Who all look like they're in their 20s? Collect all our men and let's move! So the big boss brings his entire gang to seek revenge. And apparently his gang heals rather fast, since all those bandages and whatnot are gone. Also, Krillin from Dragon Ball Z is part of the gang. BBQ? Krillin, you are no longer allowed to think. On a splash page, we see that on one road, the gang is storming through the streets looking for Kim and Rocky, while nearby, Kim and Rocky are wondering where they are, though they say their dialogue in the wrong order. How do I know? Where are we? Why do you think I know? Why did the letterer place the text like that? As if in answer to the gang, in the lower left corner, this thing is breaking the fourth wall and proclaiming, "Idiots, they're here!" Thanks, purple rat demon. Conveniently, the gang manages to catch up to the two. Ah, a black kid and a white kid. Ebony, ivory. Realizing they're outnumbered, the two decide on the best course of action.
Run away! Run away! Run away!
Unfortunately, the gang outflanks them and surrounds them in front of an alleyway that they could probably move down. However, once again, thanks to dramatic convenience, Ting Lung steps out. You again? It's you again! You know, this story is 28 pages long, but it would actually be half of that except for everybody needing to repeat every piece of dialogue. Ah, we meet again. Good, he's also here. This was the man who tried to attack you from behind. Well, I think I've made my point. See ya. It's a shame to try to win by numbers. I'll face you first. And actually, no, it's not a shame to win by numbers. It's a legitimate tactic. It's a shame to be extorting assholes. The oily guy goes in first, but the comic decides to give its first kung fu lesson. Except it's not very well explained or drawn. Supposedly, Ting Lung is using his right hand on the oily guy's wrist to deflect the knife and then punch him with his left hand. However, his stance in this panel doesn't suggest that he just evaded a knife, it suggests that the oily guy has bad eyes because he clearly missed. Same goes for the punch. The character Sun thrusting punch is one of its most powerful movements. The one hit by this punch is like receiving a direct thumping by an iron hammer. Oh yeah, he clearly looks like he just punched with enough force to send the guy so far back like that. By the way, if he's really hitting him that hard, chances are he'd more likely break a few ribs, not send him flying 10 feet back. It also says that this is difficult to defend against. Yeah, no. You could probably dodge it, or use your other hand to deflect it. Of course, I always prefer the most direct defense for this kind of thing. After kicking a guy wielding a chain back, the gang leader suggests a new tactic. This kid is too strong. Let's get at him together! That's why this guy gets the big bucks, people, for suggesting such groundbreaking tactics like, let's all attack him at once instead of one at a time. Kim, deciding to be badass, tosses her hat into the air and proceeds to unrealistically fly around with a series of kicks and punches despite, again, wearing the big flowing dress. Oh, careful, Kim! Someone is behind you!
Oh, I'm sorry I'm the narrator. I shouldn't get so involved.
Seeing the situation, Ting sends off a heavy and speedy character Sun thrusting punch. Yeah, Ting Lung really comes off like a true kung fu master when all he does is the same punch over and over. And yet again, he doesn't look like he's actually in any kind of fighting stance as he punches. Rock'em Sock'em Robots has more realistic fighting poses than this comic. The guy with the chain from earlier gets it around Kim's neck, who just seems mildly annoyed by this. Another goon leaps at her with a baseball bat, because just running towards her wouldn't be dramatic enough. However, Kim is able to use a typical movement of the Flying Phoenix lightness kung fu to leap behind the guy strangling her with a chain. Yeah, I don't think that's very easy to do, even if it is a real thing. The guy with the bat, in turn, hits the other guy in the face. Wrong target, man! Dude, no team kills, you asshole! At this instant, 4 other ruffians are coming in at Kim from all directions. I like to state the blindingly obvious. I'm ready to faint. Which is why I'm keeping such a tight grip on these chains. And because of that tight grip, Kim is able to throw the guy at one of her attackers, dodge another punch from behind, and then do a complete 180-degree kick in high heels while the rest of her body is angled like this. And yet somehow she fails to fall flat on her ass. Okay, where the hell is the Kung Fu instruction narration explaining how to do that? By the by, I did search around a bit on Google and Wikipedia to try to find info on this Flying Phoenix Kung Fu style. And from what I can tell, it does exist. Sort of. Based on what I read, Flying Phoenix is actually a form of meditation in Kung Fu for healing purposes. There is a maneuver called a Flying Phoenix kick, but that's meant to be used with a pole vault to kick an attacking horseman off of their ride. So yeah, from what I can tell, the comic that boasts about teaching us real Kung Fu moves is in fact making crap up. If I'm wrong about this, please let me know, although of course I appreciate it if you check to see if someone else hasn't set me straight first. Otherwise, I call shenanigans on this comic. As Rocky is dealing with one ruffian. Okay, I know I complained about the rascals thing from earlier, but now they won't stop referring to them as ruffians. Buy a friggin' thesaurus! Get this, one guy tries to hit Rocky on the back, but the stick breaks in half. Another guy jumps in a very awkward-looking pose with a hammer, but a sweeping blow by Rocky makes a broken hammer handle and a broken nose. I'm pretty sure hammers can't break by doing that. Or maybe this is all just one big video game and some idiot thought that they should include breakable weapons in the combat system. Wow, no! What? Another ruffian is hacking a sharp chopper at his back. They threw a helicopter at him? No, they mean the big knife there. So, Rocky's dead now, right? Nope. 2 hacks at his back and not even a flesh wound. The guy stabs at him multiple times and not a scratch. The Chi Kung practiced by Rocky is a kind of miraculous internal power which turns his skins so tough and tensile as to be able to resist attacks by weapons.
No, I don't buy it for 1 minute.
Okay, doing the flips and crap is one thing, but now this comic has entered into the realm of ridiculous. Chi Kung is a real martial arts practice from what I can find. And it has nothing to do with making you invulnerable. Again, quick searches online, but from what I've read, Chi Kung, or Chi Gung, it's written in a few different ways, is mostly a form of exercise and martial arts training method. It's about balancing the chi and life force and stuff, with some philosophical elements built into it about unlocking your potential. It is not what the comic describes. The practice of Chi Kung is divided into 6 stages of progressive advancement. Upon reaching the 4th state, the practitioner could withstand the chopping by sharp weapons. Rocky has already achieved this stage.
We are invincible to your weapons.
Kim grabs her umbrella and uses it against another guy to deflect his knife, then wraps her legs around the guy's neck and knees him in the chest. Kim administers the umbrella grabbing technique of the Flying Phoenix Kung Fu. Ah yes, the most traditional of Kung Fu weaponry. The umbrella. Then follows immediately with a kicking movement. The Flying Phoenix spreading its tail. Spreading its tail? Are we sure the bird this is based on isn't a peacock? To be fair, Ting Lung seems to be the only one whose maneuvers actually seem like real fighting, even though he seems to be able to move like the Flash in this panel. To make a long story short, too late, after 3 pages of fighting, the goons finally realize they're out of their league and start running. The boss doesn't want to run, but when Kim challenges him to put his money where his mouth is, he decides it's best to get the hell out of there. You said we would be smashed in your presence. Just come forward to prove it. Ha ha ha! Booster! Get lost! I kick your ass! And he does so, kicking somebody in the ass. Ha ha! What a good fight! We've routed them together!
Man, that was a good movie, an inconvenient truth.
Hey! I didn't expect you are so good! I must apologize for that punch! I mistook you as one of them! Oh, it's alright. Just don't make such a mistake again. Indeed, it was a heavy punch, ha-ha! Oh, I don't even know your names. You appear to have practiced Chinese Kung Fu. What's the whole thing? I included that full dialogue basically because up until this point, the translation has been semi-decent, but on this page, they apparently decided to give up. I fully expect one of these guys to proclaim that someone set up us the bomb. Kim and the narrator explain that she's the daughter of a Chinese woman and an American man. Her mother taught her flying phoenix style, and that Rocky's father is her father's housekeeper, and that her mother taught him the iron clothes Chi Kung. And yet, no one in this family practices Iron Chef Kung Fu. Hell, at least that made-up one sounds like it'd make for a cool meal. In addition, the spelling of Kung Fu is apparently all over the place. Sometimes it's 2 words, sometimes it's 1, sometimes it's Kung Fu. Kim goes to retrieve her hat by literally running up a wall, which this comic explains is the wall-walking technique of the Flying Phoenix Kung Fu. Oh, I'm sorry, I was just a little busy practicing the Play Nintendo DS technique of Lin Kung Fu. Kim takes a number of consecutive somersaults to minimize the momentum of her fall, until when she comes down to a safe height, she leaps lightly onto the ground just like a dandelion floats down from the air.
Even I don't buy it.
To try to make themselves a bit more inconspicuous, they buy some local clothes. Rocky, you're now a black Chinese! Yeah, I've got nothing. Kim further explains that they're in China searching for her mother. They also know that Kim's uncle is also an expert in flying ho-oh kung fu. Rocky suggests that they get food first. Rocky, you only care for eating all the time! Well, that and repeating your lines. This is the first time he's ever brought up food. They decide to head to Ting Lung's house. They are not aware, however, that they are being watched by a mysterious man. Said mysterious man is wearing a trench coat and a blue fedora. Wait a second, is that Rob Walker? Anyway, Ting Lung's mom makes them some food, and for some reason, Rocky and Kim address her as Auntie. Do these guys know Extraño from the New Guardians by any chance? Ting Lung's mom offers to let them stay the night, and they accept. That evening, however, a ninja stalks their roof. Ting Lung overhears him and, throws a coffee pot in the air?
Caffeine will kill ya!
And so our comic ends with the ninja coming down towards Ting Lung. While the masked man is still in the air, he shoots out a few shuriken, star darts. Yeah, I love how the comic includes a few ellipses, as if even it doesn't believe that it referred to a friggin' shuriken as star darts. One of these star darts is now only a few inches from Ting Lung's face, and he still appears to be motionless. Will he be killed? Look for the next issue for continuation. Also, the sound that star darts make is zoop. This comic sucks, and it's not just because of the made-up martial arts stuff. Even if I'm actually wrong and those are all real kung fu techniques, there's barely anything going on in this story. Admittedly, it's an action comic, but I'd like to at least know a little about the actual characters we see here. The best we get is Rocky supposedly being obsessed with food, but that comes completely out of left field. In addition, the translation starts falling apart near the end, so the dialogue is stilted with spelling and grammar errors to boot. The artwork is, for the most part, pretty decent, but has a few moments where it doesn't work at all, especially when it comes to characters' hands. Also, for a comic called The Invincible 4 of Kung Fu and Ninja, there was an astonishing lack of ninjas. ninja-style dancer. Greetings. I am the Plaid Ninja, a representative of the evil ninja empire. You have been summoned to join the evil ninja empire in our quest to destroy Gordon and anyone who stands with him. Will you join us? Yeah! Very well. You have chosen the path of defeat. Impressive, but can you stand up to the power of my Beanie Baby technique? Cybermat technique! Shocking me!